It's football time, and we scored a dime. Football's on, so let's smoke a bomb. TGIF.
On this week's episode of Thank God It's Fantasy, the whole crew returns from last week's movie redraft for the Pulp Fiction Postgame, starring I'll Be Damned It's Wes as Commissioner, Squirrely Dan's older brother as the Godfather of Drinks, He's Got the Goods Dude as DraftKings' worst nightmare, and Justin as the most accomplished podcaster on the dais, and Drinks with Ron as the gift. We take you now to the post-game drunken shenanigans, already in progress.
All right, fellas, let's fucking get to it. That was fun, but like I said, I think it's even more interesting with some of the people I considered but couldn't pull the trigger on. I did my draft based on 94. I also have a list of people from any time. So where do you want to start?
OLI, huh?
OLI.
So, who was the first pick?
Honey Bunny was first.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
start
start out
there.
because I had Julia Garner only. That was like my, thank you for having that first. That was like my slam dunk pick, and it was first. So
I think we covered, mine was Emma Stone. So mine was taken.
Yeah.
But that's who I had at OLI as anytime. I was picturing her and Jack Black in that role.
I will say
Fake
this.
British accents.
I will say this, and guys, feel free to jump in. I did try to work in some actors and actresses that I liked into these roles. So, like, I tried to work in Emma Watson into a role, but I thought she was too good looking for Mia. She wasn't, rough enough for Honey Bunny. You know what I mean? But
I've got one like that. I've got one that's on here 3 times in my OLI. I couldn't plug them in. And obviously no one else did either.
All right. So
I have someone in my LOI that come in 3 or 4 roles too. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I couldn't put them in any. Okay. So Honey Bunny, we covered. Anybody else have an OLI for that?
I had Anna Faris.
Okay.
I kind of like that, actually. I feel
can see
like
that.
she's like a one that I want to see more of, but I've only ever seen her in one role. So yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
I had Holly Hunter just based on, I'd love to see her going ape shit in that restaurant.
I think that is a good look for her.
Zippy and the Jews.
I think she does.
Nice shout. But yeah, I'd love that Holly Hunter in the Honey Bunny role, like that. Her accent, I don't know, like instead of the foreign, like the British kind of accent, the Southern accent. That's my girl.
Gee, why do you want to hear that? Wes?
Yeah, I was about to say, that's my girl right there.
As we move on to Mia Wallace, that was a tough role. I know a lot of people said, Wes said the iconic cover art. For me, it was the frame and the build that really did it, but the personality too. So
The breathy voice was what did it for me. Like that was the thing. It's like, oh, hello, Rocky Horror Picture. Oh, sorry, he died. And also, let's go out and dance. So it was way better than just a picture of the ladies or the new attractive people or whatever else. But it was fun to watch them do that.
and for me, it was really the energy to carry off that role. That dance scene.
What the
with
fuck did I
Vince,
see?
That's really where the whole role came down to for me. And I thought Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, she was on my 3rd pick. Yeah.
Too good
Yeah,
looking.
Silver Linings Playbook. That's right.
Silver
Silver
Linings
Linings Playbook was
I
where
think
she
she
was
would
at.
have hit
Yeah.
that out of the park.
Too
Yep,
good
I also-
looking, but yes. Otherwise, yes.
Okay.
And also,
Kat
Kate
Denning.
Loser. She's also pretty, so it doesn't matter.
Kat Dennings, yes.
See, I think she's got that ability to go fuck with your Vincent and really make that that energy play.
She'd make the awkward parts greatly awkward, which I
Right.
love.
She would make him so uncomfortable, and she would just revel in it.
Bear.
I think I mentioned it. My OLI was Maggie Gyllenhaal, which would have been very interesting opposite
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal. So,
Yeah, the tension there.
but like
Feel it in
Maggie's
your
like
plums.
Maggie's like good looking, but you can make her not hot, and you could make her be a failing actress very easily. See, I went too into it. I saw Mia Wallace as I saw her as a, sympathetic character that didn't make it.
I really like her. But
I saw her as a character that didn't make it, that wanted to make it, and had to sort of settle for this.
And she's having a good time. I mean, I like her. And the other one I plugged into there is a personal favorite of mine. Like you said, getting somebody included just because you like them. Milana Van Troob. You would probably know her as the AT&T chick.
Oh, that's her name. Wait, that's her name.
I'm absolutely in love with the AT&T chick. I would put her in that role.
Secretly, very, very stacked.
Yeah, you get her on a red carpet, and holy fuck!
Oh, she's Ron. Honestly, she's too hot, too low key hot. I know. I'm sorry.
Not in those commercials though. But you pull out of those commercials, she is.
Oh, but that's what I mean is social media.
I know, but you can do the commercial her and it'd be all right.
My OLI for Mia, this is kind of like in the vein of, I guess, John Travolta with Vincent, giving his little resurrection to his career. And this would have been before Scream for her, Drew Barrymore in the part.
I thought you were saying Nev Campbell.
I think for the time, that would have been really good. I think at the time that would have been really good, honestly.
Yeah, and it would have been an out of left field cast.
But now it's like, she's revitalized, but I think at the time that would have been really strong.
But again, I think like
it's interesting the timing of these things, because I saw this movie in a dollar theater that was packed, and I also saw on the same night Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman, which also aged sort of well because of pandemic, but aged poorly before then. So it's just weird the timing of things, Well,
I actually saw this movie because my sister and her boyfriend rented it, and we're like, here, if you want to watch this before you take it back to the store in the morning, go ahead. And I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
So the funny thing about watching Pulp Fiction in Minnesota is your initial reaction to it is, this is wrong, this is immoral, this is whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you give yourself a brain, you're like, no, I can make up my own mind. It's a movie. So
I said, Dave, I don't think they made it all the way through. I think they pulled the plug somewhere around the GIMP. It was, and to be fair, it was the mid-90s. And I don't think any of us saw the GIMP coming in real time. That one was a real fucking sucker punch to young Ron.
We had that down here in the South.
way ahead of its time on fucked up stuff, right?
I'd say Wes knows Zed personally.
He wasn't dead back then.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
We have
any more for Mia?
I had Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones and X-Men as an OI. Someone who's
red hair, though? Red hair?
I mean, you can dye her hair.
Well, Emma was blonde. No,
blonde has a thing for redheads.
Emma Stone.
Someone's having a moment right now. Aubrey Plaza could be in there.
He's having a moment.
And then
off the rails, boys.
Someone else who, again, I went for like a look with the eyes. Zoe Deutsch, who's in Zombieland, Double Tap, and Why Him, could be in that role as well.
Hold on a minute.
Zoe Deschanel, yes.
Can we go back to Aubrey Plaza?
She's gorgeous, yes.
Not good looking enough.
Deutsch.
Not good looking enough. Aubrey Plaza.
Really?
Maybe Honey Bunny.
What?
She would have to really do it differently.
What?
I went back to the eyes. Like that's what I went with mainly for this role for me. That was the
eyes.
I think Aubrey Plaza is hot enough for this role anyway. But like,
hold on. I'm not saying that personally. I don't think she's good looking. I'm saying as the role of movie star trying to make it, I don't think she has it for this role. And if she's trying to be the funny one, Aubrey Plaza's funny always. So the fact that this didn't make it is a big upset.
Yeah, Aubrey is always.
Ketchup is
That's the point of Mia. The
fact
point
that
of me is that she's not funny.
The ketchup joke doesn't make it is bad. And I mean, it's you know, it's.
He
I'd
said,
like to see Aubrey do that.
he said ketchup. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
We're good on Mia, so that takes us down to Marcellus Wallace. Who did we have at OLI for Marcellus? Very interesting casting. I know everybody kind of had their own rankings for what was important. I know the back of the head, that is spot on.
I had one that was going to be kind of out of left field for me, but I love the back of the head look, though. Suge Knight.
Wow.
I mean, he is fucking pure evil, so I'll give you that.
Like, the acting itself
killed a
has been
guy.
awful, but yeah. Oh, damn.
No, I saw that. Rick, I've been meaning to talk to you.
This is actually where I had Denzel penciled in.
Okay.
I wanted to see Denzel. Again, for me, Marcellus Wallace comes down to that speech. That's pride, fucking with you. I want an actor who is giving me that line, and I'm like, all right, shit, he's right. That's all right. I'm sorry. I'll take the dive. Give me the money. Like, I want an actor that does that. And I
Feel that sting, big boy? That's pride.
Okay.
Denzel can do
I'll
that.
be damned.
And my other OLI I had there, which I had to put there because I couldn't quite get that interaction that I wanted, but Danny Trejo.
Listen, Ron.
I said I couldn't pull the trigger on that, but
Ron, I love your Denzel pick, right? I also, on your Danny Trejo, I tried to make Javier Bardem work. Right, I tried to do like
I don't hate Danny Trejo there.
No, but again, for me, it comes down to that speech, and I see Denzel doing it. I see Billy Bob doing it. I couldn't quite see Danny.
I do
Trejo.
like your Denzel pick. I really tried to make the like Anton Chigurh voice devil thing work. Listen, the speech is really where it's at, right? But the second thing I pictured, Ron, was him walking across the street with donuts.
Yes.
He's got to have a
motherfucker
where he can get hit by a car and take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it's
and I see Danny Trejo taking that car.
That's where I pictured in shape D'Onofrio. I wanted to go, and that's where I wanted to go. White Marcellus, black Mia. I tried to do it. I seriously tried to workshop all of it. Honestly,
it's Aisha Tyler for me. That's what pulls that off.
I mean, but can we just give another shout out to Ving Rhames? Perfect in this role.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why
again, perfectly cast.
Maybe more perfect than anybody else. Except for Samuel L.
Except for the other 6 people that are
except for
perfect.
Jules. Except for Jules, Ving Rhames, perfect.
That's why I couldn't go anywhere else besides. I mean, other than like I said, MCD was my first choice if I was drafting people that were alive. But Winston Duke I went with obviously was my actual pick. But like the only other pick I had for I was Michael B. Jordan. Like I was trying to think of it didn't work. But like
I tried to work Michael B. in so many.
Yeah, like I was just trying to think of this.
I love him.
Powerful figure, and like obviously Creed is like huge on. He's in Black Panther as like imposing
He's been
figure.
great for Butch. Yeah, Butch would have been good.
Yeah,
again, I was trying to keep the theme of
obvious.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else from Marcellus except for other than MCD than Winston Duke. But like that was my only LOI for him. So I'm glad he wasn't picked because I wouldn't have liked my Michael B. Jordan pick there.
Here's the great thing about Marcellus. It's look, but it's also voice.
Yeah, the voice.
That's so hard to pull off because Michael Clark Duncan couldn't have pulled off the voice part of
Shaq?
it. And so, yeah, you know
Mike
what?
Tyson.
Shaq is actually not a bad choice.
That was, he was on my list. Yeah, he was on my list.
That's a good
Shaq
one.
is honestly, Wes, Shaq is a better choice than Michael Clark Duncan. I'm saying
I agree.
That car's not knocking Shaq over.
Shaq Diesel.
that car's
the
gonna
car
be dented
just
because
stops. And like,
Listen, guys, I workshopped everybody. I tried to get Peak Mackay Pfeiffer in there. I tried to get Chadwick Boseman in somewhere because, you know, he was so good in so many things before he passed away. And
also dead.
I couldn't land on anything.
It's tough. I said literally I got Billy Bob Thornton and Denzel in there because that's the caliber of actor.
I mean, honestly, we're close to just naming Meryl Streep as Marcel.
Well, here's something to look up though. That seriously look it up. Like, who is the casting director of Pulp Fiction, and then see what other movies they casted.
Genius, whoever it is.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I mean, whoever did it. I don't know. Like
if you go online, there's actually his notes about.
Oh, that is right. Yes,
I
saw that a while back.
A buddy of mine sent me that.
Respect for casting because when we get to my other one, OLIs, it hurt to cut them. It hurt.
That brings us to Jimmy.
All right, I got a good one. I'll lead off. So I landed with Don Cheadle. Only because then the whole N-word thing would land better, I thought.
Agreed.
But also because I think Don Cheadle is fucking amazing always. Okay.
Yeah. I think he kills it.
Especially subdued Don Cheadle. Because here's what I did. I pictured Don Cheadle saying, knock it off, Jules. Knock it off. You know what I mean? Like, Don Cheadle is always a great choice. But my OLI was Sam Rockwell, who also is a great subdued. And he's a white guy that looks kind of like Tarantino could look like. And he could be, you know, Sam Rockwell's a great actor. He could pull that. I mean, I tried to work him in any way possible, but yeah, Sam Rockwell's my guy.
Like I said, I totally missed it on the list, but I thought of something right away. Billy Crystal.
Yeah, you know, that's going the Mel Brooks route, and I like it, honestly.
Fast talking, and all I can think of is, like, obviously his role in Analyze This and Analyze That when he's dealing with the gangsters and not knowing what the fuck to do with it. Like, that's right when I thought of it. I was like, he just didn't know what to do with the situation. Like, hit a pillow, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, look, the more y'all get into it, it should be, like, super obscure. Like, how the fuck are these guys friends? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, right. Billy Crystal, I only chose, like, Don Cheadle and Sam Rockwell because they're such strong character actors and have been their whole lives. Like, that, to the fact that we didn't appreciate them until they were, like, already really great. But, like, I do like the idea of how are these guys friends? You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
And that ties in perfectly with one that I had there, David Cross.
Yes, David Cross is awesome.
Show. Yes,
I see him.
My God, you guys have some such great. I almost just threw out Rob Reiner just randomly because you guys have such good ones. David Cross is so good.
I can see him doing it. He's so strong then. And the other one I had, tying into with the same comedy vein, I can see Eddie Murphy playing that role.
I also don't mind that if Eddie has had a hiatus in his career and we're, you know, welcoming him back, he was too big then.
Well, this is kind of when he was starting to put out some bombs, though, like Distinguished Gentleman and
oh yeah.
But Wes,
it's right before Pluto Nash.
But Wes, it would be good if we introduced Pulp Fiction now. That would be great for him.
Oh, right. Yeah, good call.
Oh, yeah.
But he had that role in something recent. God bless. I'd have to pull up the IMDb.
But nobody watches movies anymore.
On the line with David Cross, Paul Scheer would be good.
Paul Scheer
would be a good pick.
Because I think the role of Jimmy really comes down to that one line. I mean, who do you see pulling that line off? And David Cross, I see doing it. Eddie Murphy.
Paul Scheer, you're right. Paul Scheer is good. He's a little too he's a little too on the nose. In between, it's too much. Yeah, it's too much of a shtick. But I get what you're going with. You know what I mean?
You can't fix. I mean, obviously you can fix your teeth, but like, it's not like he did it for
gig now. Yeah,
yeah. It's not like he chose it, but
no. I'm not trying to insult you. I just feel like it's
no. I know. Yeah, him.
See, here's my OLI for Jimmy. Kind of like in the same Mel Brooks route, like a comedy writer-director. And this would have been a great time for him to have done the role because Clerks came out. Kevin Smith.
I do like that.
So, like, you could have already seen a different side of him, and because you just knew him as Silent Bob, really.
God, you know what, Wes? I'm going to be straight with you. The first thing that came to mind is Kevin Smith wouldn't do the N-word. He wouldn't do it. He'd just say no.
Well, then maybe he would convince Quentin to like take it out of the screenplay, and it changes history.
Well, but then also for the super fans,
then we don't draft Jimmy because he doesn't have the line.
For the super,
yeah, that's true.
But for the super fans, they'd say, "Is this Silent Bob?" You know what I mean? Like,
right?
That's the only, but in general, I'm with you.
Can we tie in last episode that we did? Jerry Seinfeld in there.
Ooh.
Again,
yes.
I'm on board for every obscure. How the fuck did they become friends? You know?
Jason Alexander. Let's do it. Let's just do the whole Seinfeld cast there.
Except for Kramer, we know how they became friends.
Kramer would be spot on right there.
Kramer would love to drop that word.
Wow.
Spot on. That brings us to the Wolf. Interesting role here. Again, fast talking, the fixer. I think a lot of us kind of thought in the same vein. I tried to get outside the box here. What did you guys have?
So I will say this, really hard to I went off the board with Tom Cruise. I just went because, and Justin will vouch for this, the only other person that I went with was like a Goodfellas-esque De Niro. You know, that type of charm, that type of Italian, that type of, whatever. But that's why I went off the board, because I really think that a charming Cruise, who gets shit done, who has a great smile, who can smooth talk to people, could also get it done.
Yeah, I'm seeing Magnolia Cruise.
I know. Oh, you know what, Wes? I thought about that, and I was like, can we get Respect the Cock Cruise?
Yeah, Magnolia doesn't get talked about enough on the Paul Thomas Anderson movies.
Let's do a Magnolia pod.
I got one for you that would be like, he also can do, just because of the hair now, but Keanu Reeves as the Wolf.
Especially now.
Right, yeah, especially now. That's like not 94 Keanu Reeves, but now Keanu Reeves for sure.
You know what it would be? I would love to see a movie release now where the word of mouth is Keanu Reeves has a cameo. Show up and watch him try to do that. It would be amazing. You know what I mean? It would be.
Well, like, what movie did he do on Netflix? Like, and he has a cameo in it, and it was like all of like 1 second. Like, you're Keanu Reeves. Like, yeah, and walked away on the screen, whatever. Like, that was like the whole shtick of that like marketing ploy.
Yeah, but he's always so subdued. I want to see Keanu Reeves come in and be like, "Yo," you know what I mean? Like, just
I don't know, fucking Bill and Ted's. He was not subdued. He was very excellent.
He was also like 21 years old.
Beef oven.
What about the Bram Stoker's Dracula, Keanu Reeves? Okay.
Circle.
Beef oven. That's okay.
Bob.
Wes, are you writing these down? We're doing a Magnolia pod. We're doing a Bill and Ted Sex and the City pod. We're doing a Point Break pod.
Dennis Frood.
Bill and Ted.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Hey, Missy. I mean, Mom.
Love that they're fucking total idiots, but he references Oedipus. Like, how are you both illiterate and referencing Greek literature? This is amazing. You're a total conundrum.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is a fucking great.
Oh, and I almost wish I'd have gotten George Carlin cast in Pulp Fiction.
I tried.
Yeah.
I really did. And the Wolf is one of the roles I looked at.
He could be the Wolf. He could be the Wolf.
They could have been the Wolf.
He'd be a great wolf.
Yeah, he could be the Wolf. Man, I wasn't thinking of that. He definitely be the Wolf.
Somebody else I had in there, again, going to that 94, the cleaner, the fixer, Jeremy Piven.
I love Piven. PCU.
I always see him as cheese. Sorry.
To get outside the box here.
Cheese.
Didn't we used to put you in a dumpster? I got out.
And really trying to get outside the box on the wolf. I wanted to find a way to get Jane Lynch in there.
That would have been all. Yeah.
She'd kill that. She would kill that.
You know, for breakfast?
Wait.
Cocaine.
If you're going female, I feel like that might be the best way to go.
That would have been pretty. Yeah.
Nobody's not listening to Jane Lynch.
You want that for dinner? Was it cocaine?
Now you're getting me like Arrested Development thinking. Could we have gotten some of those characters in there?
Right.
Yeah, could Jason Bateman get in there somewhere?
Jason Bateman, you can fit
Jason
him
Bateman
anywhere.
could have done the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after Ozark, for sure.
Jason Bateman is like the perfect wolf 2.0. Pretty please. Clean the fucking car.
Well, I had Robert Duvall for the wolf. That was on my OLI.
What century are you in?
Hey,
Is this Will Ferrell's dad in Kicking and Screaming?
Is it Robert Duvall in Days of Thunder? Because he was like 75 years old in that.
I'm thinking Robert Duvall, Godfather, which are movies you hadn't seen.
I've seen Godfather, but he was still like 40 years old in that.
Yeah. Hey, the wolf looked pretty old in that movie, though.
Pretty pleased.
True.
With a cherry on top. Clean the fucking car.
That brings us on to Vincent. Another tough role. I struggled with it. The best thing for me was that I don't find Travolta to be particularly strong. I think he was replaceable.
I'm with you. I'll start if anyone doesn't mind.
I got one.
Go ahead, Justin.
All right. You gotta go Matt McConaughey. It's the hair, first of all. That's obviously a big thing, but like I feel like he can pull off that banter very well. Again, he doesn't pose a striking presence of being a badass because it's Jules is the badass in that friend dynamic. Right. He's definitely like I feel like McConaughey, or if he's in that role, is more of the comedic part of it. The not full like as big of a badass, because like even when he's like looking the cupboards, he's just like an oof, like what am I looking for? So McConaughey, and then I had Ryan Reynolds as another option there.
I don't think either of those are bad. No, I think I have the winner. It's my all-I was Val Kilmer. I went with Gyllenhaal over him only because of the duos. But if it comes down to the hair, and if it comes down to the era, it's Kilmer. My worry with Kilmer is the comedic parts, but he proved himself.
Got chops,
So I really think Kilmer would have been strong in that role also, and especially if you have like a Samuel L. Strong type, I think Kilmer would have crushed it. I felt really bad not including him in it. I only didn't include him because, Wes, here it comes down to you. The only person I could put him with was Ashley Judd, right? In the Mia role. And that was already in Heat. So I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So, and I couldn't put him with Natalie Portman. There's too much of an age difference there. I think
could Michael Keaton be in there somewhere?
He's too short.
I'm not necessarily. Maybe the wolf. Like
I know we got you thinking Batman.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe the wolf. Keaton now, maybe.
Yeah,
but I think Val Kilmer would have been strong in the Vincent Vega role. I want to hear what you guys think.
Well, for Vince, I had previously mentioned Keanu. I thought maybe I couldn't pull the trigger on that.
I did have him as a second OLI or a third OLI, yeah.
But the other one I had, and again, I couldn't pull the trigger just because I loved my Bruce Campbell so much. I think he fits like a fucking glove. But Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I thought about Depp there.
Okay, I mean, it's the hair, right?
Way too short. Wes, what do you think of my Val Kilmer pick?
No, Val Kilmer's strong.
I don't.
It is.
I've actually got him. I have him down in another slot. But yeah,
I mean, that's
Really?
my Huckleberry.
I'm dying to hear that
can't
one.
go wrong with Val Kilmer, right?
Kurt Russell?
You know what? I had Kurt
I
Russell down for Butch.
That was one I
Okay.
considered for Butch too. Actually,
Ooh, I kind of like Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Okay.
yep.
I'm
Actually,
trying to think of
that's
like
where
those like
that's where
Patrick
I got
Swayze
Val
and that frame in there. I'm trying to that like
Alright,
full
I'm
era.
jumping ahead, I guess. Sorry.
If you
Yeah.
get over the bald, you can go a lot of ways with
That's what's throwing me
That's
off
the
of Butch is bald. Yeah.
get over the bald.
Oh,
Which was-
back to
Hold on,
Vincent.
hold on.
My bad.
Salute to Bruce Willis. He did Die Hard
You know what?
as a
Fuck
chain smoking cop who fucking killed everybody.
you. Yeah,
Then he
I'm gonna go
went
get
a
a beer.
different dramatic range with Pulp Fiction as
I'll
a
be right-
bald guy. Like,
Yeah, ball guy repping it. Yeah.
guys, he couldn't pull this off in this era. Okay. Bruce Will, and then he wins 6 Cents a few years later, a different dramatic range. Great
And then-
movie.
Then Whole 9 Yards a couple years later.
Yeah, comedic.
Yeah.
'Cause he is funny. He is.
Oh yeah. And like it's so like because like the funny he portrays in that movie is like scary funny. Like he's imposing, so like he's delivering these lines where you're supposed to be scared of it because he's just delivering this dry humor to you, and it's great. Like me and my dad will sit there and quote that movie all the time.
I love the Whole 9 Yards. Whole 9 Yards is great.
The fact that it qualifies for Cinephobe drives me crazy.
Whole 10
Some of the
Yards,
movies
terrible.
that do, some of the movies that qualify. Like I saw the Super Troopers and the club Broken Lizard month. I was like, oh no,
No, hold on.
Beer
Never mind.
Fest.
Whole 9 Yards is a great movie. Whole 10 Yards is terrible.
Yes,
Whole 9 Yards
agreed.
is a great movie.
Let's see, who did I have? I was thinking like again like I don't know, Resurrection Project, like Travolta. So I had like Judd Nelson wrote down. Richard
Ooh, I
Grieco.
really like that actually.
But Judd Nelson I really liked. Yeah.
I only like it because of the time frame, because he was
Yeah.
literally done.
He was. Yeah,
I'm
stick a
sorry,
fork in him.
Whole 9 Yards doesn't qualify. It's 43%. I was wrong. But anyway, still low from the critics. Fuck you, critics.
Hold on a minute, Wes. Hold on. Judd Nelson at the time, done, right?
Yeah, he had to have been like.
Hold on.
He might have been playing a supporting part in a movie.
You know what?
New
Hold
Jack
on.
City, was he in that? I
I'm
think.
going to throw this out there. Judd Nelson, worse at the comedic parts of Vincent Vega, but better at the killing parts than.
Oh, the dark. Yeah, right. Yeah, he would be pretty bad at the comedic. Yeah, I could see. Yeah.
Wow, I really. You know what?
Breakfast Club is such an amazing movie.
Wes, I really like the Judd Nelson throw out there.
You know who else I had? Steve Gutenberg for Shits and Giggles.
no.
No, that was for Sheets and Giggles. I had to force him in there.
Gutenberg
Goots.
is out.
Goots.
Goots.
You know what? Gutenberg could be the gimp. And on a good day, Gutenberg could be Buscemi's character.
Yeah, there we go. Gotta get some goots, some love.
I like
As
Judd
long as you're not
Nelson.
Matt McCoy could be the gimp, I guess.
Matt
Right?
McCoy. Let me give you a Matt McCoy one. He should be. Hold on. No, Matt McCoy should be guy on the couch that gets shot where there's no blood. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Again, that whole scene just had me thinking of Saturday Night Live, Lonely Island people. Andy Samberg would have been Brett.
Ooh, what you say?
You know what? Brett is a really good thing to recast, actually. I actually thought about that one, Justin. Brett, because the guy who plays Brett is actually a really good actor. I don't know his name, but I've seen him in stuff.
Well, like the whole reason why, because like two of them don't really have. I mean, obviously the one guy comes out and starts shooting, "Die, motherfuckers," and like that's really his only line. I don't want to die, but like a lot of the Lonely Island people in their skits don't really talk. They just sit there and have emotions. And the guy who plays Marvin, I want to say he was in Mad TV. I'm almost
Yeah, it's
he was in
Phil
that.
Lamar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Phil
I
Lamar.
don't
He's on a
remember asking
Futurama.
you a goddamn thing.
So like that's the reason why I went to that connection with Saturday Night Live, Mad TV, like
You were
battling
saying
it out there. Yeah. So and Chris Parnell could definitely play a role in there for sure. But that's the reason why I went with that in my head. Just drew immediately to that.
I like that a lot, actually. I do, and I can't think of a better than Andy Samberg as Brett, because you got to come off as kind of nerdy, kind of like, yeah, I know, because of the metric system, you know what I mean? Like you could, and I did try to work in Andrew Garfield a little bit, maybe through Honey Bunny's man. What's his name?
Pumpkin.
Oh yeah,
I tried to work in Garfield.
That's actually where we're going next. So,
but except for he's too good. He's too good looking. Sorry, Ron.
Way too good looking for the Pumpkin.
But I tried to work in a British guy, whatever. But God, that's so good. That's such a good Brett. Sorry, Ron. We tried to recast Brett here. Why?
Hey, why not?
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Pumpkin.
it's actually that's actually the next one. What did you guys have for OLI there?
I'm rewatching Walking Dead for some odd reason because I want to. I don't know. And the thing that stuck out to me was Norman Reedus would be.
Ooh,
okay.
He's got the voice. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I do like it. I went Emil Hirsch. And the only reason why I didn't go with him is because one, he doesn't have the accent, and two, he might be too good looking. It's got to be a little rougher of a
poor
look.
Tim Roth. Tim Roth's like, hello.
Oh yeah,
good looking bone here.
Tim Roth was cast in it. So, who? Emil Hirsch, too good looking to be the next Tim Roth?
Yeah, I mean, Emil is handsome.
Did you just cast Tim Roth in Tim Roth's role?
I think so.
Did you
It
just
did sound like it, didn't it?
All right, hold on. Can we agree though? The only truly recastable role is
Rules?
No. The Watch.
Oh yeah.
We did discuss that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Justin,
he's the
yes,
only
it is.
uncast. Yeah.
It's kind of like he got left out.
One website I saw, Michael Shannon. They said, I still say no.
Oh, Michael
That's what
Shannon.
they said. Think about that.
I
What
like-
about Michael Richards?
Michael Richards.
So not a lot for Pumpkin then.
Yeah, I had Russell Crowe wrote down like.
All right.
Looking through pictures here. Emil Hirsch works. Looking at pictures, it works.
So
I also had John Hurt wrote down. That might be
Okay.
kind of obscure, but no. Who have we not done yet?
Getting to Butch next.
Oh,
Butch was interesting. He is the one I had the most trouble with. I couldn't decide. Again, bald was a big part of it.
yeah.
But I couldn't settle. I needed a boxer. I needed somebody that had that background again to bring the Watch back into play. I actually had Snipes in here.
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I was trying to force him into this movie as well.
Right.
Yeah. I
Seemed
had
like a
him,
good fit.
he was he was on my OLI for Jules, actually.
I actually had Vin Diesel in there.
Same note too, bro. He was my second OLI. That was best. Vin Diesel because again,
I was
I went with bald.
he can play someone that's been pummeled in the head. So I mean, that's great.
I went with bald, and yeah, that's all I went with
What did I miss?
for Butch was bald, and I went with Vin Diesel.
Boxer.
For Butch Snipes and Vin Diesel.
Butch was a tough one, Ron. I'm with you on that one. It was
hard.
me. I honestly stand by my Heath Ledger pick. I really think he would have been strong in it. I think it's a really tough one to.
He could have also done Vincent. Heath.
Yeah. I mean, I think that. I mean, Ron, I tried to talk you out of doing that one to begin with because it was so tough. Because it was just so different.
It is.
Yeah, I got nothing else on that one.
I had Mickey Rourke for Butch as well. I mentioned Kurt Russell earlier, but Mickey Rourke was my other one that I liked a lot.
Me too.
I think you guys are going too much with the boxer portion and not the subdued.
The boxer portion is very, very small part of
the
this.
subdued portion is 80%
true.
of it.
That's true.
Right, but I also
where he's talking to himself, making a pastry.
George Clooney.
Clone Tang. Hey, him and Quentin were a couple of mentions cutting it up and From Dusk Till Dawn.
And that's actually where I had Val Kilmer. Maybe
I could see him as Vincent, George Clooney.
Yeah. Maybe.
Aren't you guys aren't hung up on the hair at all?
No.
I had to picture someone with the hair.
Same.
See, with that in mind, I also had Kurt Angle on the list.
Kurt Angle.
He could be Marcellus.
With that neck, hell yes.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, nice shout.
Who's Brock Lesnar play? He's Butch.
Butch, that brings us to Jules.
Yeah.
That was the other one that was really tough. You had Samuel L. Jackson, his breakout role.
Yeah, I
amazing.
I like how you guys had some comedians on the list earlier. I had Damon Wayans and Chris Tucker wrote down for some reason.
You guys are missing Jewel. Like, listen, I like what you did with Kevin Hart, especially. But look, I tried to work in stronger actors than just comedians.
Well, Delroy Lindo, you mentioned him earlier.
I got Idris Elba as my OLI. Idris.
I did not try to work in Delroy Lindo on this.
Yeah.
I actually threw in Wayne Brady into consideration.
I'm Wayne Brady, bitch.
And that
Wayne
was why.
Brady.
It was like he showed enough range in that Chappelle bit where I'm like, all right, maybe I can buy him as a badass. Maybe he can do it.
Cuba Gooding.
Too short.
Yeah, way too short for sure. But I think
ain't that tall.
Idris would work in that role.
Maybe too old, but again, I cast Denzel. So what do I say?
Denzel was, like I said, my next on that. And then I had Donald Glover and John David Washington as possible.
You know what? I tried to work in Donald Glover a lot of different ways, couldn't do it. And
I had him in there because I thought for sure Idris and Denzel have been gone too. So I put him in there.
I tried to work in Bokeem Woodbine into this one.
Yeah, I had him. I was looking at him somewhere. I just couldn't fit him in.
Couldn't do
Keanu
it.
For me. I could not sandwich them in.
I really tried. And this was very fun because I really had some guys I wanted to get in. Like I tried to work in Tom Hardy somewhere. I tried to work in actors I liked somewhere.
It would have been a good Butch, maybe.
And I couldn't do it.
Oh, there you go.
He could have possibly also been a good Marcellus.
You know why I didn't do Tom Hardy as Butch, Wes? Is because I didn't see him doing the playful girlfriend that rocks my world and owns me thing.
You've never seen This Means War then.
That's what I was. But damn it, yeah.
You're right. I haven't.
See the chemistry with Reese Witherspoon. You would think differently.
Isn't that like what a mean? Does a mean love that movie? Or does Zach love that movie? I forgot who loves that movie.
By the way, can we just talk about this? Troy done on the floor, passed out.
Wow.
Faced.
Yeah, it's been 30 minutes or so. Yeah,
I even brought one more for Troy. Troy.
There he is. Return from the dead.
He's resurrected.
Puke and rally.
I got one more just for you, buddy.
Fuck.
Where's your shot glass? This is a mistake. Why did I?
On that note, is there any other roles like you guys tried to recast one earlier?
Okay,
is there anybody
so
else
let's talk about
throw
it.
in?
Let's cast Butch's girl. Let's cast what's her name?
The AT&T chick. Done.
Troy, here's to you, brother.
Have at it, brother.
I have the winner. I gotta think of her name. Hold on.
Do you know how many fucking times I go to work? Maria de Ramos or de Mirios. What's her name in the show? Butch's woman.
No idea.
Fabiana? Fabi?
Yeah. Fabiano, yeah.
Didn't even look it up.
Troy, Caster. Who do you got?
Demi Moore.
I don't think she can pull off annoying like that.
Taylor Swift.
God, it's like a
Joey Lauren Adams.
Oh.
Ooh, you know what? That's actually really good.
I got Madeline Kahn.
Hold on.
Oh.
I got to look up Madeline Kahn.
Mrs. White and Clue.
Jessica Walters.
How old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Clue's an amazing movie.
It is. I made my kid watch
1981.
No,
Still
that's,
amazing.
Mid-80s.
that's like 84, isn't it?
85.
Okay, somewhere right in the middle.
You know what, guys? I'm close to landing on Butch's girlfriend might have done the best acting job in the whole fucking movie.
She wants a pot, man.
Yeah. And she wants oral pleasure. Who can pull off a potbelly and oral pleasure in 5 minutes like her?
Right. She
You know
gets
who
me
couldn't
on
pull it off?
board. I
Blake
can't.
Lively couldn't pull it off.
I can't deny it.
What about Butch's girlfriend? What about Christina Ricci?
Okay.
No, too good looking.
Yeah.
And I think you can't go white girl.
You gotta go foreign there. Just because the accent and the whole like not being able to, like to pick up in the. I need a pot.
Has she
I want a
ever
pot.
been in another movie? Has she ever been in another movie?
Not that I know of, but I'm not your guy on that.
So I casted 2 other roles. Lance, Bill Burr.
Lance is a good one.
Bill Burr.
Who? Topher?
Bill Burr.
Who?
Bill Burr, the comedian.
Topher Grace is a good one too.
Which one's Lance?
He's the drug dealer.
Eric Stoltz.
It's a friend price.
Michael J.
Hold
Fox.
on. You know what, guys? I gotta say this. Upon rewatch, Eric Stoltz is really fucking strong in this movie. He's like fucking hilarious.
You were so dead set against him.
You're right, Ron. You're right. And I was against that whole part because I hate the Vincent and Mia part. Until rewatch, I was like, this is actually really fucking good.
Frank Kohler. Frank Kohler.
The other.
Are you calling me on a fucking cell phone?
I don't know you.
I don't know you.
The other option, just because of how long his hair was, kind of reminded me of Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan. I thought
Wait,
Gary.
Which one? Which?
Lance. Gary Sinise. Just with the hair as Lieutenant Dan, that kind of style of hair.
Guy.
Yeah. Only because the hairstyle was like Lieutenant Dan's and, obviously Forrest Gump.
I ripped this off from a website, but I think Topher Grace is really strong as that role, as the eccentric drug dealer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Spicoli, Sean Penn era.
Oh, yeah. That Sean Penn? Yes. Current Sean Penn?
No.
Die. But
Blech.
And Jody, his girlfriend, I drafted Rooney Mara, who is in the girl of the dragon tattoo.
One. Hold on. You know what's a good one? Chick in Game of Thrones, Daenerys. What's her name? Emilia Clarke.
Oh, right.
Get her all fucking tatted up. I want to see her go that range as the girlfriend. I think she could do it. I want to see it. It's different,
For Eric Stoltz, I'm going Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Prank caller, hang up now. Oh, man.
His delivery would be different, but it'd be funny.
You're going to have to stab her in the chest.
Yeah, it would have been awesome for him to got a memorable movie role. Yeah.
I did not have Ron being the obscure guy. I had you, Wes. I had you like minus 1,500 being the. Do you remember from this movie from 1984?
Hey, you want to hang out with me and my girlfriend? You mean that girl with that shit in her face? No, that's my wife.
That's my wife.
Drunk